All right, everybody, welcome to the JK Theory. Here we talk about anything and everything. No topic is left untouched, no stone is left unturned. We give you the real, raw, and uncut. So, before we get into it, I'm Jay,
Okay.
and this is the JK Theory. So, we're going to do some reaction videos to some clips that then came across our feed. So, we definitely like to hear what you guys think. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can be alerted when new videos come up. So, first video we got is a pretty interesting one. It's kind of a comedic twist like the JK Theory likes to do on things, but it's about a very serious topic. So let us know what you think. I'm going to start this video for you now.
So what's your take?
Bring back segregation.
100% disagree.
Dead ass. Bring it back. I want to know where I'm not welcome, okay? Put them signs back up. Colors only, whites only. Let's do it, all right? Rip the Band-Aid off. Especially for a restaurant. Are you kidding me? Whites only? What do I want to do in there? What they got? Mashed potatoes, mayonnaise, hot dogs. Colors only, we got seasoning, turmeric, paprika.
Okay, I like this.
Okay.
You're saying that the black excellence.
Absolutely.
The segregation is to get
The colored excellence.
Okay.
Okay. What's the playlist in the whites only spot? They playing Carrie Underwood and Kid Rock. We playing Babyface and Diggable Planets. Ain't no overhead lighting. What are you talking about?
Wait, where am I going?
Colors.
Hell yeah.
Look at his hair. Talk about where am I going? That's the problem with North Africans.
That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. I'm in. 100% agree. Let's go.
Talk about where I'm going.
Oh, man. Yeah.
What happens to you in the summertime?
Where are we putting the Italians?
Listen.
I just want to know.
I don't need their food. I don't like tomatoes.
So they're going on the white side.
Black people spend over $1 trillion a year. I would love for the government to force us to spend it on our own people.
This is very good.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
I brought you over to the side.
And the black airplane?
Oh, come on. The soul plane, baby.
I want to be on Soul Plane.
Yes, it's going to be noisy on there, but that's what noise cancellation headphones are for. You know what I'm saying?
And they're going to have all the good movies?
All the good movies, all the good music.
Oh, man.
And while we at it, bring back sundown towns. They never left, but...
What's that?
Well, a sundown town was back in the day during Jim Crow where black people weren't allowed to be in a town after the sunset.
Wow.
So those towns never left. They still exist in America, but they took the signs down. I want them to put the signs back up. I wanted to say 248 miles to the next town that likes colored people. Get your gas in Atlanta. Don't stop till you get to Savannah, all right?
I'm with her.
He with me.
Okay, so my first thought when I seen this was, damn, Remy Ma let herself go, dude. Like, yo, on a serious tip, I see good and bad. When I first heard of this segregation, I was like, what is this world coming to? However, I never thought of it in her perspective. And yes, she could be totally joking around. She could totally be taking it, with a comedic spin. 'Cause at the end of the day, you got to laugh at your pain, right? But it kind of makes sense. I mean, I do hear this from people that don't like Trump now, where they're like, at least I know where he stands, kind of a thing. And maybe if you think about it, maybe you should know before you put your dollar into a business where that business stands, right? Because I mean, if you automatically knew, hey, this business doesn't support this, this, and that, then I'm sorry, I'm going to take my dollar somewhere else, even if I got to pay a couple more pennies. What are your thoughts on this?
So, Trump's a fucking idiot. First of all, let me put that out there so there is no confusion on how I stand.
But you like Trump. I don't know what happened.
I don't think that ever crossed my mind or path or anything with me and liking Trump. But, maybe I might have said a couple nice things about him.
Or Ivanka. No, it was Ivanka. That's what you said.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I probably did say a couple nice things about his daughter. But, when the way she put it, it does make sense. I would definitely like to know, and I want to know who's going to be the first restaurant or building that puts up the white only signs on that thing, because it's going to come sooner or later, probably sooner than later. honestly. Um, but this is nothing that I wasn't not expecting from him. So I don't even know what to say. Like I'm at a loss for words how stupid people are, honestly.
Okay. So I'm going to throw a theory out there.
Okay.
Let's say you're a cop, right?
Hmm.
You get called because there's a disturbance at a restaurant. This black guy goes into a whites only restaurant and he doesn't listen to the rules. He doesn't abide by the sign. You being a black officer, are you going to remove this patron from the restaurant?
I'm probably gonna sit down with him and have dinner. But that's just me. Like I guess you have to because you're putting people in danger. Mostly the guy that's causing the disturbance, as they say, for being there. Um, but it's technically it'll be illegal because their establishments, their rules. So technically he will be breaking the law, but it's a stupid fucking law, and it's a stupid fucking thing that we even got to talk about this right now.
So this is not really going to be a theory because I see this as a scenario that's going to happen. I just see it.
Sure.
Um, I mean, you spend time where I live,
Hmm.
and you know where I live in a certain part of Pennsylvania. It's very, if you white, it's all right,
Hmm.
right? I could see how some restaurants won't put the sign that says whites only, but they're sure as hell gonna fly that flag
Hmm.
if you catch my drift.
I do.
And that's gonna be their sign.
Yep.
So when someone that's either not paying attention, doesn't really know, or doesn't really care walks into the restaurant and they just refuse to serve him, I can see that person getting upset and throwing a fit. And that's just going to lead to more racism, more bullshit. It's not going to end good.
You know what's funny to me is the fact that they are always like, we need to let stuff go. Why can't we end racism and all this other shit? Well, this is why. How can we end something? How could we end something that we didn't start?
Yeah. And the fact is you can't let it go. Like
No.
they want to erase it from the history books.
And they've
I'm
been trying.
sorry, but ever since I was small, I've always been told history repeats itself.
Yep.
If you rewrite history and you don't study history and you change things, it's just going to repeat over and over. That's why there's history class. And even in class, depending on certain areas that you went to school in, I'm sorry, you don't get to hear about Dr. Martin Luther King until February comes around, and it's probably for a week, and that's it. Even
And
though it's Black History Month, you don't even really celebrate the whole month. If you're lucky, you'll get 28 days of Black History Month in school and then shit else.
the problem was what is about to happen is the fact that they don't want to teach critical race theory, as they call it, which is pretty much real history, because they don't want little white kids to feel bad. Yeah, I said it. So
It's
And
history. You can't sugarcoat history. What the fuck?
you can't. But at the same time, look what this jackass is doing with him trying to take him taking the DEI out, him taking uh breaking up the Department of Education. Now they can teach whatever they want. They don't have to teach. They don't even have to teach Black history, to be honest with you. And this is what I try to warn people about. People were so fixated on Harris not being so-called Black, whatever. Okay, now y'all got to deal with this bullshit. Now y'all got to deal with segregation. Now y'all got to deal with DEI. Now y'all got to deal with farmers losing a hell of a lot of money because he didn't keep his word on what he said he was going to do. And I'm sorry, where is the price of eggs going down at? That everybody was bitching and complaining about. Project 2025 is in full effect that he knew nothing about. So anybody that voted for him, I don't want to hear not a fucking word about them complaining about shit. Nothing. Not one word. This what you wanted. America showed their hand again. They put racism over everything else because he's been racist for the fucking longest. It wasn't hard to pick out. He's shown his true colors years upon years ago. Everybody fucking ignored it because they thought the rich white man was gonna give them some money. You will sell your soul for a fucking $300 check.
You know, it's weird. I hear you that you say they ignored it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think it's the ignore. I think it's the, you know, we all know or seen that one uncle that just gets a little bit too drunk sometimes, you know, and they just let it happen. It's okay. That's just how he is. Let him be, you know. It's kind of that vibe, you know, like, yeah, he gets a little fucking crazy sometimes, just whatever. He has a good heart. He's coming from a good place. But at the end, he's not. At the end, they have to stop being the yes man and put him in his spot, put him in his place. I think he's just around too many cheerleaders. He's around too many, I don't even want to call them coworkers. These guys are groupies. And he is starting to look like an Elon Musk groupie now. Like he's not even looking like a president. He's looking like a fan.
Exactly. Exactly. And I don't even know. Like, I got a lot to say. I'm not going to say everything that I have to say because we'll probably get flagged the fuck up if I said everything I wanted to say. But I will say this: fuck you, America, because you are the idiots that put this jackass in office. Fuck you, America, because you are the ones who picked racism over logic. There is nobody can tell me that Trump was smarter than Harris, had brighter ideas than Harris, and was less racist as Harris. But y'all can tell me about some fucking eggs that's still going up.
Bro, I was just telling you, I just came from Denny's.
Yeah,
Like
you
literally on the menu, it
just
says
said that.
all products with eggs have a 50-cent surcharge per
Mhm.
egg.
Fucking crazy.
Like, like
Fuck,
Denny's used to be the spot for breakfast. Now it's like I
it
want to
is.
pay dinner prices for freaking breakfast. Is insane.
It's
But
crazy.
anyway, let's pedal back. It was supposed to be a comedic video. We're getting
Fuck
deep.
Trump.
We're getting the thoughts and opinions of K is his
They
own.
are all mine. I take full 1020% responsibility for everything I said. Fuck you, Trump and America.
So the thoughts and opinions of K's are his only. They are not in conjunction with the entire JK theory. So don't flag me. Just put the X on his name over there. Here we go. So moving on, we got another video that we're going to react to. This one is a funny video. It's probably going to remain funny. So we're going to start it here in a minute. Guys, let us know what you think of the last video. Leave a comment, leave a note. Do you agree with Kay? What do you think is going to happen? If you're a restaurant owner, are you going to put that sign up? Or are you going to be the first to say, all green money welcome? Right? 'Cause at the end of the day, you're in a restaurant business. Boy, you got to make money. You got to pay that rent. It don't matter if you're black, brown, green, blue. That money green, that money's going to put, dough in your pocket. So we're going to start the next video. Here we go.
If we give a woman the right to opt out of motherhood,
Right.
should we also give a man the right to opt out of fatherhood and 18 years of child support?
No, I don't know.
But if a mom walks into an abortion clinic and says, you know what, I'm not feeling this, and gets an abortion, the dad has no say, why can't he opt out if she was able to say, hey, I don't want this baby? It's a double standard.
Well, he could obviously sign his rights away, but he cannot physically make
He
somebody
can't,
have an
but he
abortion.
can't sign his rights away because he has to pay child support.
I mean,
He is legally bound by child
to be
support.
honest, that's just the way it is.
I know, but do you think it's right?
You can't tell a woman to have an abortion. Like, that's it.
I know, but do you think it's right that a mom can say, I don't want this baby, but a dad never can?
I mean, I just think that's just the way it is.
But do you think it's right? Yes or no?
We
On
spend
that.
so much time talking about a woman's choice.
Right, but the man doesn't
But
have one.
but my only point is, what reproductive rights does a man have?
None.
What? And it's coming from a woman.
Mm-hmm.
What? I sound like Stone Cold right now.
You know what? I'm gonna let you take that one first.
I see her side. I absolutely 100% see her side. It is a double standard. And, she's like, that's just the way it is. It's just reminds me of the Pac song. That's just the way it is. But just because that's just the way it is doesn't mean that it's right. So, yeah, I believe I don't have the right to tell a woman, yo, you need to get an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're going to play devil's advocate here, then at the same time, the woman can't say, well, you're going to pay child support. Like, it doesn't work that way. I'm a strong believer that if the man still wants to be part of the child's life and they're not together, then yes, you need to pay child support. Right? But if the man wants nothing to do with the child doesn't know the guy, then he should be able to opt out. And it's totally true what she says is the woman decides whether she can have the kid or not. The man cannot decide to sign his parental rights away because even if he signs his rights away, he can still be taken in for child support. It is a big double standard. So what are your thoughts on this?
I see that point, but I disagree. I disagree because of the fact the man does have a right. He has a right not to sleep with her. He could have made that choice just as well. You know the consequences. You know what could be the outcome when you don't use certain things. That's your fault. So I don't feel like, yeah, I get the fact that, the woman can decide whether to have a baby or not, but it's her body in that situation. So when it comes to, the risk that you're taking when you do certain things with certain people and you chose to do it, no, you got to live that up, homie. That's your fault.
Yeah, but that works both ways. You can say the same thing for the woman too. She knew what she was doing as well. It takes two to do it. She knew what were some of the consequences, but now she can decide whether to keep it or not.
Yeah, because it's initially it's her body. Regardless of the fact, like, it might suck, but it's life and reality. Like, you both knew what could happen. Therefore, you both are responsible for that kid. The kid didn't ask to be here. The kid didn't be like, hey, no, you both decided to put in work to make that kid. So you both need to put in work to make sure that kid is taken care of.
So what if he wants the kid, but she doesn't want to give birth?
Hmm. Which happens.
What's your stance there? Because now it's still her body, but it's also his kid.
The only problem I have with that is just like with a woman. Do you really want the kid, or are you going to use that kid for leverage? And it's the same problem I have with women that do that when a guy says he doesn't want the kid. Well, you know what can happen with that. He's probably not going to be there, and he's probably not going to take full responsibility for the kid. Therefore, you're going to have to do it yourself. Are you just using that for leverage to get him to stay or to make him pay out money? But the end of the day, it's still a woman's decision because it's still her body and it affects her more than it affects anybody else. Which sucks because if I got somebody pregnant, I'd rather have the kid than the mother. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Give me the child. I don't need you to do anything. But unfortunately, like most kids, it doesn't work that way. So
Okay, but yes, it's still her choice,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So you're telling me the man has absolutely no choice? When she's pregnant, it's completely up to her?
Technically it is. Because she can't he can make suggestions. He can try to talk her into having a baby and be like, hey, you sign over your rights and I'll take full responsibility for this kid and you pay whatever the child support will be. Um, or she can be like, I don't want nothing to do with you and do what she needs to do to get rid of the baby. But initially, yeah, it's her decision. As much as it does suck, because it does suck, because men should have some type of say in that happening. Because just like I said before, it takes two people to make a baby. Therefore, it should be both people's decision. But unfortunately, it's going to always fall on the woman.
So you're pretty much saying that's just the way it is.
That's just life.
So maybe something should be done legally to
Mm.
make it fair, I guess.
It can't be though. Here's why. Let's say that woman didn't want to do some things with a certain individual and some things happen. I can't say on here, I can say SA. Oh, let's say that. SA happened. She gets pregnant. She doesn't want the child because of the situation which brought the child here. Well, if you give that person a say in it, yeah, they can want that child and they will have to deal with that person for the rest of their life. It's not a fair situation. It's never going to be a fair situation. It's just life. Like some things we just got to suck up and deal with. That's going to be one of them.
Yeah, we're getting flagged this video. It's gonna have it was nice knowing you guys. Definitely appreciate the love and the thumbs up and the notification and the comments. We'll look back a couple years back. Remember when we had that podcast? Yeah, that was no, but on a serious tip, let us know what you guys think. We want to hear your comments on this. We definitely got some touchy subjects in this one. We got some laughter as well. So want to reach out to us. If there's a video you want us to react to, hit us up on email, thejktheory@gmail.com. And before we go, I'm Jay,
I'm Kay.
and this is the JK Theory. Peace.
Peace.
I thought you was gonna come up with a scheme for me to get out of child support.
No, bro, I ain't got nothing for you. I'm sorry. I wish I could.